but this could be the tournament where Execration lays the groundwork for the next DPC season. Lock in the roster, stick to these players. And one big question, Vincenzo or Abeng? Who's the player that they want to stick to? But hey, let's talk about the draft because we already got a lot of heroes on this as well. You guys want us to talk about the draft, so let's go on to it. Boom's Schem in this versus matchup is the only player out of the entire tournament holding a record, and that is the most hero healing on Chen. So now you see heroes coming out like Enchantress, Omni Knight. You've got a bit of sustainability, stretch out these fights a little bit longer, kiting tools coming in, Omni Knight with the saving tool against the Bat Rider. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here in this draft. And Tino Visage, I can't help but say I like this.
Yeah, the problem I have with Execration's draft is that Bob is going to be playing the Bat into a Queen of Pain, into an Omni Knight. So his laning phase, he's going to do really badly in it. And when it comes to later portions of the game, he might get completely countered. Bob has been the most important player of Execration. When Bob is unstable, the whole team looks unstable. When Bob is crushing it, he's kind of pulling his team, and they're looking amazing. Before, let's say 2-3 months ago, Bob would be this X factor, very inconsistent. He would have high highs and very low lows, and it would not look good for Execration in terms of consistency. The difference in this tournament is that most of the games Bob has been looking great. Right now, Boom has targeted him specifically. He's gonna lose the lane. Execration, they haven't made any adjustments. It's gonna be an offlane Visage, mid lane Bat Rider, and this Queen of Pain, she's gonna be an issue for the Bat. And of course, as the game progresses, the Omni Knight will be a problem as well. So right now, I'm definitely gonna be favoring Boom.
Can you actually... You can't dispel Heavenly Grace, right? It's undispellable, should be.
Heavenly Grace? No, should be dispellable.
So Enchantress can't even remove it off, which kind of puts this Enchantress in a weird place where you're... Well, you've got your kiting tools on the list track. You can slow it down.
It is dispellable.
So it is dispellable. Then I understand the Enchantress pick. The Repel, yeah, Repel was a bit powerful at the time. But yeah, Enchantress then does make sense because you do want to get rid of the Heavenly Grace, the extra basically tankiness provided for Boom for any of their heroes. Maybe it could even be the strength carry that they want to kind of utilize with this hero to come in last. You see the Slarks and the Omni Knights getting rid of... the Slarks and the Troll Warlords getting out of the pool by Execration just to avoid these heroes that are very good against Edge and the Earthshaker and the Visage.
Yeah, but any BKB hero is something that Execration don't want to be fighting too much against. I think for Execration, it's going to be very important that the lanes go decently well, apart from the mid lane, you know. And with that, you need to get the BKB on the Bat, some key items on your heroes before there are BKBs on the other side. Because when the BKB, let's say, comes out on the Lash, obviously don't want it as the first item. You just don't die, and these heroes are relatively squishy. Enchantress, Shaker, even the Visage sometimes feels like a fat hero, but against the Lash, Gravekeeper's Cloak just doesn't work. So it's gonna be a very hard timing to hit for Execration. They're probably gonna try to get a carry that's gonna help them somewhat if they miss that timing, but ideally that shouldn't happen on their side.
Monkey King.
It's kind of like, well, you're not going full on early game, but you have mid game capability. So if Monkey King hits a decent build this game and is a nuisance for Boom, then this Visage gets online and helps up the Monkey King, buffs up the team. Because we had a good conversation yesterday about the Visage in general, where you're like, level 1, you are scary as hell. Level 3 onward, okay, you have your capabilities, you have your lane saving tools at level 6, but you kind of hit this empty void, basically, where you need to get an item, which is usually Wraith Pact, or at least the Flats, and hit level 12 to level 15 with the talent as soon as possible to then be online again. So you're strong at the start, then you hit like this emptiness, and then you start to kick off really well with this hero, destroying objectives and being a nuisance around the map, plus the auras for the team and for the birds to really, really do damage against targets like Dark Willow, for example. So I like the Monkey King addition to this, but like you said, they have this kind of timer that they need to hit. But in the same time, Boom is going to match it up with the Tidehunter to really bring out that mid-game power.
Yeah, Execration really need to destroy this tide. There is no other words to put at it. This hero needs to have a bad time, or more so, Palos needs to have a really good time. Because as you mentioned, there is this void in the game where Visage just doesn't feel that powerful, and this is where teams actually prove if they can play with the hero or not. How well are you gonna be playing around it? Monkey King is a pretty decent hero to do so. Visage is weak, very easy to kill. He is very static, and if the Monkey King is in the vicinity in the trees, you use the Wukong's command, you turn around the fight, you win a fight where the Visage is not so strong, you just hold an area, and you're gonna be happy about it once he gets to his timings. If you can't do that, if let's say Palos just needs to catch up, if he doesn't have the farm to actually sacrifice some of it in the early mid games to be close to his Visage, it's gonna be a problem, because when you look at Boom's lineup, is just so damn strong, and that early mid game, you're not gonna survive it without the strong Monkey King. But they definitely do have a way to play this game on Execration, but it could go really wrong really fast.
Kind of looking at the Execration's lineup as well, their most played hero so far is the Enchantress, but only at 57%. So unlike the SMGs with their 100% win rate heroes from 5 to 6 games, this one is a tad bit different, where you see no Nyx Assassin in the draft. They don't pick it for themselves, which could have actually sat in quite nicely against the Co-op and the Lesh. Didn't really have the room for it anymore, as they wanted to take the Enchantress and the Earthshaker approach. So that also kind of like, okay, they don't have room for an Nyx Assassin. Let's just go for this Leshrac and play through there. And it is going to be Jackie Boy as well on this Lesh. So I'm just kind of, I have high expectations and anticipation for a hero that he has not played so far in the tournament at all, at one of the most important stages of the tournament, which is the upper bracket finals.
For sure. Looking at this Execration lineup, I can definitely see ways for them to play the game, and I'm loving that. Their lineup goes so well together, but it is very hard for it to play into what the Boom have, just because of the nature of their team, not their heroes. But if, let's say, this is what I would want them to do: have a nice lane with the Monkey King, give vision with the Enchantress, go into the enemy jungle, doesn't matter if you die, and then if the Enchantress is in the enemy jungle, everyone is missing, that is when the Monkey King is with the Visage, because because of the vision, that you can protect the Visage. If they are on the Enchantress, the Monkey King is farming. So I'm kind of looking at this Execration lineup, and if they set up those rules for themselves right now, they could be having quite a decent game.
30 seconds to video
Decent game, I guess, is a key word here. Do you feel like anybody excels out of the laning stage? Like, is anybody just gonna snowball out? Because when you look at Leshrac, the popularity this hero has had lately, the Bloodstone builds, if there's a hero that counters the Leshrac, he might have a rough game. Do you feel like he could snowball out of this?
For me, Yopaj is the main one that is gonna be snowballing. It's a Queen of Pain versus the Batrider. Naturally, you need to win that lane. And looking at the heroes of Execration, they don't deal well with magical damage. Shaker, Enchantress, even the Bat. All of these heroes don't have high HP. Even the Monkey King you can put in that pool, so they can very easily die to just a couple of spells. So I'm looking at Yopaj to be the big problem for Execration, and that is why I'm on the side of Boom, because Queen of Pain is a problem for the entirety of the Execration lineup, and is gonna have a perfect lane.
Well, let's see how this one rolls out. Bob, he's the big difference maker. If he can pull off something miraculous against the Queen of Pain in this matchup. But as said, it's not going to be easy for him. He's already taking a lot of trades here from Yopaj, despite the constant napalm stacking. But they're going to start with a tri-lane here in bottom. So Jackie Boy to the bot lane with the Omni Knight and the Willow. I was actually looking at Skem after that bounty. Is he going to stick around here for a bit longer for a potential first blood attempt? But I mean, they're just doing it by themselves as the supports, as they're driving Albang off, meanwhile leaving the Tidehunter to solo against, well, Visage doesn't provide that much of a threat, and then you have a Shaker against you, so this should be pretty reasonably good for FBZ.
Should be really good. I think this is a tactical approach from Boom to put themselves in a situation where it's going to be very hard to lose this game. Your Tidehunter is going to have a decent game. The Monkey King isn't going to have a good time, and he's going to have to catch up. So everything that I talked about that Execration need to do is going to be very, very hard to achieve because of this.
Let's see what the Yolpaj is doing currently with 5-2 versus Bob 5-2, so he's still holding up, keeping his ground. Might have to burn some extra money onto regen. He's actually got his bottle ready, so that will allow Bob to stick around for a tiny bit longer. And the bottle not arriving at all for Quap, so she's going for boots first. Wants to keep the mobility up against Napalm.
Interesting, very interesting approach from a person. I guess you have sticks for the heal, so that's gonna be enough.
A lot of sentry wars. Abeng finding both sentries, and then there's a third. There's a third sentry from Skems. Like, all right, you might get rid of 2, but he gets the third one. That's 1 sentry for 3. He will pop down another one just to get it out of the way, but Palos is really struggling, so it's like I need to open up this easy camp to relieve the pressure off of Palos. But I think it does feel like some of the damage has already been dealt at this point. Though Abeng, he's standing his ground nicely. We'll get a courier kill here onto Skem. Still battling it out as Tims does secure the pull, and Palos, he just has a big creep wave of his own just running towards Jackie Boy, and he's trying to squeeze, and I just want a couple last hits. Can I get something, please? Can I get some scraps? No. Leave me something. I'm starving here.
Tims has been has been missing these brambles quite a lot. Pretty unexpected, especially with the change, you know, the spawn delay being lower. It's much easier to connect with it, but I guess Tims hasn't been playing Dark Willow that much in his pubs. I've seen it in competitive games, but it's much different when you play a billion games on the hero in pubs. Then you're not gonna be missing those. Definitely would have given them a kill or 2. I'm liking that finally Boom are able to get those pulls off, because that's gonna make a difference. Up until now, Palos was just having a grand time here in the bottom lane, despite being tri-laned.
I think Monkey King was getting a bit too much out of this lane, considering you're still playing up against a tri-lane that is going to make your life very hard in general. Get the Boundless Strike, but he doesn't get the stack for it, and Palos is going to walk into his death. Jackie Boy slams the lightning right in his face. We do have a Shanks now rotating to the bot lane, as well as he was helping out with the water runes in mid. Secure at least a bottle fill for Bob.
I really don't know what that was from Palos. I guess I didn't get the creep for a minute. I need to kill myself. I don't deserve to live. That has to be the only explanation, because he literally alone with 20% HP ran into 2 heroes.
Yep. And I think
mid lane.
And I think, like, when you look at stuff like, well, Bob, very ambitious attempt. He's gonna do a lot of damage with the flame break onto Yolpaj. Sadly, it's only level 1. But, like, Palos throwing the Boundless Strike into Shadow Realm doesn't actually give him a Jingu stack, because the Willow was already sitting on 3, and he just pops it down. But Bob is going to get hunted down by Yolpaj. So in the end, the creep wave plus the Queen of Pain, relentless with the chase for the kill.
They got Bob's number. They know what kind of player he is. If I can't kill you, I'll much rather die. And it is a big issue that this guy's not gonna be having a good time. In terms of CS, though, he's doing pretty well.
Tims. Yeah, Fissure up. He won't get the Shadow Realm off just in time. Gonna deliver that punch. Not actually gonna get it out at all. So he wanted to get the hit onto Shanks, and instead he's gonna tank an extra enchant totem to the face. Jackie Boy with 28 CS. Palos is catching up, so I guess that 1 death was necessary for him to continue on the roll. He is getting rather much out of this in the end. Abeng coming in from the side. He's got level in heal and enchant, and Shanks is going to be in between all of Boom's supports. Palos is dropping low. He's down to 100. He's got 16 stick charges. Will get hit by the Shadow Realm, but he will live.
Palos isn't attempting to dodge the Shadow Realm, so I kind of feel like that's the easy one. With Mischief having a 15-second cooldown, he most definitely could have done it. He still has Jingu stacks, so this could be a good one for Execration.
Boundless Strike is available too. They even throw the enchant onto Skim and does not connect onto him. They even glyph the creep wave. Jackie Boy is really toying with Palos here. Oh, you want some last hits? Try again. Putting up the pressure under the tower. See what they can do here. TP coming in is going to be the Enchantress returning back into the lane. Bang. Gonna get the block on Skim. Skim's got nowhere to run. He can't get out, but Palos is dropping rather low here. He's gonna get stunned in the trees. Omni Knight's gonna be chasing him there, but is the Omni Knight gonna lose his life for it as they take down Jackie Boy? They will take down Yopaj. Bob will find the kill, and they will get Skim. So Bob gets a solo kill on the Quap in mid as they kill Jackie Boy and Skim as they dive under the tower. And Tino gets Tims with a rotation as well that they weren't expecting to happen.
Very rarely you see a Visage rotation, but it was obvious that during that dive, Execration don't want to TP heroes, but if they do, it could be problem for them.
Ravage
That's
on the
exactly
top lane. They're going to catch Palos with it, so he TP'd in for an empty lane against the Tidehunter, but he's going to get hit straight by that Ravage, followed up by Yopaj.
The biggest problem for me is that Boom Esports gave Yopaj in the mid lane as a kill. I don't think that necessarily should have happened. You have the blink, the Batrider should never catch you, so Bob definitely catching Yopaj off guard there. A bit of a mistake, but in the end, considering that the Monkey King TP'd to the top lane, and we talked about the importance of this hero having a good time and immediately dying, it is a problem. That's why Boom Esports, they don't hesitate to just use all of their spells to kill the hero right now and not allow him to have a game.
Yeah, importancy-wise as well is the net worth that is building up. The Tidehunter is having an absolutely free time right now. And kind of as suspected and expected as well, I guess, that this Tide will start to build up into a lot of auras. Buff up the team even more. Leshrac is in trouble, though. Jackie Boy gets sniped here. Bastino. There's just so many stuns for this Leshrac to live against. You got Fissure into the Earth Shock. You got a couple birds landing on you. Then you get hit by this level... Well, it's a level 1 Soul Assumption, but the Grave Chill prevents you from getting anywhere.
Yeah, currently, until the Dark Willow gets level 6, Tims is not a hero that can save his buddy. And Tims might die as well, because he needs some saving too.
The second stun doesn't get the Soul Assumption out. But you're right, he needs to be careful with his positioning.
Cam needs to protect him right now. When the Terror Race comes out, Tims can't do it. But until then, Heavenly Grace is your path to life.
Okay, so he wanted a bounty rune, but he walked up into a smoke gank of Shanks and Tino. They're going to be happy with that kill. That is slowing down Yopaj a lot. He's actually behind the Monkey King now, and now they've got themselves the Dark Willow comboed up as well. And take that, another one. This Visage is on a roll. He's the one topping net worth right now. I guess for some reason I was, I said I was happy to see Tino on Visage, but wasn't expecting him to actually be on top of net worth considering how this laning stage has gone for Execration. But they're the ones in lead of kills. They have shut down Yopaj, who is now last in net worth out of all the 6 cores.
Yeah, it's disastrous, the mistakes they're making right now.
Advantage given away.
It's very weird. Boom Esports won the lanes. They needed to be a little bit quiet for quite some time, then get themselves together and destroy everyone. And Yopaj is caught again.
Oh no. Catching one hero on the other side, but the Echo Slam from Shanks to make sure they've got plenty to control him. And Yopaj. Oh man. This guy
can't even scream.
He's topping his death timer above the time that he's actually spent alive currently, because he spent more time dead than alive the last 3 minutes. Bottom tower
he
gone.
Only spent time dead.
They do say that there's enough time to sleep when you're dead, but Yopaj, you're taking it a bit too seriously here.
He's tired. He's tired. That has to be the case. So he's taking the time to rest. But this is a big issue. We talked about Execration having troubles in the laning stage and the early mid game. And if Boom Esports would do everything right in those 2 parts of the game, it would be very hard for Execration to play the game. But they make some crucial mistakes. Of course, it is amazing that Execration capitalized on most of them, but really unnecessary mistakes for Boom Esports. Yopaj is Not again, no way.
Go again. We've seen this story before. Yopaj is dead for the 4th time. And it's just getting worse and worse. Skem is gonna get slowed up here, burned up by Bob. They do miss the aftershock, but they've got birds to follow it up. Omni Knight slowed up by the enchant. Fissure block, where you gonna go? There is no escape for you. Bob burns him alive with the flame break. And now Execration 2K up ahead. FBZ is here because they know the T is going to be a tanky target to deal with. So they'll just finish off the tower and ignore the Tidehunter completely.
Yeah, they don't like him at all. They're just, we're not gonna touch you. You're just not that important in FBZ. Imagine how bad he feels right now. He just stands there and like very confident, I'm unkillable, but no one really cares about him at all. Being ignored is, it can suck, man.
This game has turned on its back, and Yopaj, he wants revenge on Shanks, and he's ready to use that Sonic Wave for the kill. He'll throw it in. And that's the only bit of net worth that Yopaj has actually picked up. He was sitting at 3.3k for the last 5 minutes. So he's now actually caught himself something to catch up to the rest of the heroes, because everybody else is kind of slipping between his fingers.
What is amazing about Execration is that they are actually with a lineup, you know, that it would be ideal to play the top part of the map. They've adjusted perfectly to how things were, and then on the bottom lane, you know, we could say Boom Esports, they made mistakes, but they were kind of surprised that the Execration were willing to put the Visage on the bottom lane. Now finally Tino would like to take the top lane tower. That's gonna open up the map. Playing on the bottom lane is still gonna be very, very risky. So but I think actually they do have the strength now. With the Wraith pack coming, Execration can just storm down the top lane tower, and I don't see much that Boom can do about it, especially not without the Sonic Wave.
Not without the Sonic Wave for sure. Bloodstone recipe though is already picked up by Jackie Boy, and he's got his mana boots, meaning he can just disassemble it, meaning he's 300 gold short from finishing off a first item Bloodstone. The current meta build for the Leshrac. FBZ setting up for Abeng here in mid. Yopaj is here as well. And Skem, this Bambi is basically just with broken feet here. With broken hooves. They just
now
down.
Now we're coming to that point where I thought we were gonna be a little bit earlier, or not at all, where Execration are playing the top part of the map and the Enchantress is in the enemy's faces. You now see when they know where every one of Boom Esports is, they don't care about playing together. Execration, they're gonna spread out the map, take the towers, and pretty much take everything they want for a small Enchantress skill that this Enchantress didn't even get the book. She's only level 6, minute 14, so Abeng doesn't mind dying 10 times like this.
Tino finished the Wraith Pact. We have a blink on Bob. I would suspect a smoke to come out. And Shanks is already moving towards the Bat Rider, so they will like to duo up the two of them. Meanwhile, bottom, Tims and Jackie Boy. Palos is loading up the Wukong's command, but it's not going to be enough to kill. There is the Bloodstone, and here we go. Here comes Bombi. And here comes Shanks as well with the TP, but they have been spotted with this ward. They are gone.
Okay, that's fine. The thing that is gonna surprise Boom next is this Bob Blink Dagger. I actually can't believe Bob is now running in.
Maybe now? Is he gonna enough? Is Shanks close enough? Bob's not revealing himself yet. I like the distance he's keeping, because he wants to build up a couple of napalms, make sure he got the damage. Bottom lane, they're gonna be jumping onto the Enchantress. And Jackie Boy is there to run him down. Meanwhile, they've caught themselves a Skem in the river. Lasso is still up for the Bat Rider, but his Firefly is already halfway, and FBZ is here. He knows he doesn't want to take that engagement anymore. Jackie Boy,
they need to run on Execration.
FBZ is still running at him. Might get the Ravage onto Bob. Bob just blinks out as he throws in the right click. Spamming a click on the ground, and as soon as he sees the attack animation go off, he'll just right away Blinko out from harm's way. And now this bottom tower opens up for Boom.
The same thing is still happening. It's Abeng dying for some objectives taken on the map. Currently, the objectives for Execration are pretty much farm and control the top part of the map, because you've taken all the towers. Going for tier 2s right now, it is impossible without a single BKB. So you just want to pick off and control the most of the map as you can. So they're going to be playing top and picking off anyone who comes there smoking towards the bottom lane. It's very easy for Execration to play a standard Dota right now.
FBZ's got his blink money in 15 gold. He'd like to snatch a creep, but he's going to have to live with passive gold for the time being. Jackie Boy on the chase onto Arbeng with the help of Tims. And this Enchantress goes down. Easy pick off
They're
here.
coming
Bob,
for the
though,
revenge.
Bob wants revenge here. He wants to burn Tims alive and then turns his attention towards Jackie Boy because he's got the lasso. Oh, he almost caught him there, but he missed the timing by a bit, plus the Crown of Thorns. Or the cursed crown, even. I guess it is a Crown of Thorns in a way. Bob. Flame break on the other side of the fissure. Hello. Welcome to this side of the wall.
This is just team play in its best. Shanks, he's like, no, guys, sorry, I made a mistake. And Bob is like, no, you didn't. The guys on the right side of the fissure. Beautifully done. And now immediate smoke. Everyone was pushed away from the bottom lane. And now they know they're going to be in the triangle and in their jungle. So you can definitely choose where you want to go.
All right, Bob, it's all up to you now. They see the ancient creeps run away, chasing the Leshrac.
Nice read.
And there we go into the fissure and followed up with the lasso. They've even got the birds to follow up, but they don't need it. FBZ, though, are you going to Ravage 3 for some bit of damage here? They need Yopaj to get closer. Shanks is just going to keep the Tidehunter away. And he's loading up for an Echo Slam here. And he's going to do a lot of damage with it, too! Almost takes down the Willow, but they don't have any follow-up remaining. Everybody's disengaged and gone for the time being, but damn. That was a close call.
That was a close call. A lot of damage done by him. Even if Tims dies, you know, it would just be some style points. Not that big of a deal. But what is a big deal is that Execration are constantly forcing Boom onto only the triangle. And that means you're just going to be losing in terms of gold. And Bob is just playing with them over and over again. He's utilizing this blink perfectly.
Very important dodge there from Bob as well. If he died, this bottom tower, sorry, this mid tower would be already taken by Boom. They are going to go for the advance, but now with full numbers on the side of Execration. Wraith Pact is ready. FBZ already asserting dominance here between the towers. He's going to blink in onto Tino. Tino, he's going to need some backup here. Arbeng is going to be on the side. Doesn't really have much backup right now. He's got the shard to keep himself alive. Tower's already down. Tino's starting to take some damage from Jackie Boy with the fissure coming in as well. But Bob is not engaging yet. He's still waiting for his lasso to come back up. And it looks like they're going to be sacking Arbeng in the arms of Boom. Yopaj to start building himself a kill streak instead of a death streak.
Finally something nice for him. He was probably losing confidence a little bit after what was happening. I was actually surprised that Execration went to defend that tower, but I think Tino feels like he cannot die. So he's trying to force out the Ravage, even though he knows that the tower is not going to be defended at that point. So at that point, you're just creating space for Palos to do whatever he wants, and what he wants is to take the top tower.
Oh, that was so close. I like the idea. Sonic Wave pushback into the Lesh stun, but not quite on point. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they found the Tidehunter all by himself. All those rotations to bottom.
Very hard to
but
kill.
Can they kill this guy? That's another question. Maybe you found him. I think you found the Tidehunter in several occasions, but he's just not gonna die.
Yep, it's currently is the time where FBZ is not gonna die unless there is a Wukong's command there. Palos is the one that would probably destroy him. So if you know that Palos is not in the vicinity, you can do whatever you want as FBZ.
See what they can do with this jungle rotation. The lasso onto the Tidehunter with Palos. Maybe they can have different kind of results here, damage-wise. Flame break back inside. FBZ with a Ravage onto 4. Beautiful follow-up. The fear comes out as well. And here come the rest of Boom for the follow-up. Shanks is gone. Baub is dead. Arbeng is gone. And Palos has to disengage. He's inside the trees. Can he get out? Looks like he will be able to. And Boom got the fight that they were looking for. And also, as that fight... without the Visage, I want to bring out one thing, because I do, from time to time, want to take a look at our lovely Twitch chat. I want to give a shout-out to Snare, our future, well, not future, close future, and this year TI talent as well. He just brought up that this was the fastest timer Tino has ever built a Wraith Pact in a pro game.
Oh, so we have some stats people in the chat as well. He took away your glory, Panda. He took away your glory.
No, I don't need any glory here. All glory to Snare on this one. Though, for Boom, at least, getting a good team fight for themselves, this is important for them for the rollback. Leshrac is getting stronger by the minute, and this gets Yopaj that extra buffer to keep him rolling for the snowball that he was supposed to have from the laning stage.
This is just the thing. Execration, they recognize in the earlier engagement that they can't kill FBZ with the Wukong's command. But the thing is that that fight happened on their side of the map on their terms. Now,
Yep.
they were in enemy territory. They tried to go for him, and everyone else from Boom was in the vicinity. FBZ survived long enough. He got the Ravage off, and the rest is history. So, Execration, right idea, just a bad place to execute it now. The game is again even, and, you know, I think it's still okay for Execration. Even after losing that fight, you're just gonna adjust to what just happened, and there is no Ravage, so you can even pressure the Roche and force Boom to play the top lane.
BC, he's farming up in mid. He's got his squad right behind him on the other side.
Last, the beast
And this
is
rune
laid to
will
rest.
be spawning in favor for Boom. Does Yopaj want to pick it up? Bottle refill for at the least, but maybe an attempt to set up for something. And what quick, I mean, this ops ward's about to run out, but Skem, you know, he's got this very nice little box going on here, like, you know, a little diamond formation here. Very nice.
Okay. Boom, where do they want to go with this? They don't have the Ravage.
Triangle.
I think, oh, actually,
They
they
have
will have
Ravage.
it right now.
Radiant's middle tower is being
They
attacked.
barely missed the timing. Tim's smoke will pop, but he won't be able to catch anyone here. Tino's already out of the way. Meanwhile, Palos in the jungle, and then we have a casual level 8 Enchantress in front of your tier 3 tower. So, good luck getting away with this one. Yopaj actually spots him with the Scream. He knows exactly where this Ench is going. The Fear is going to cancel the teleport from him. And Palos is just going to have to watch on the sidelines as his buddy falls.
They want to catch the Lash. This is a perfect setup coming out for them. Jackie, one time he dodged it when this happened. He's going to dodge it again.
Doesn't look like there's going to be a bigger attempt. Maybe now. Oh, he just blinks out. Bob's a bit late for this one. Now he's going to get rooted and slowed. Oh, he lived past his luck. Sonic Wave might miss, but they were looking for Palos with it. However, they
Immediate
will go for an
smoke.
instant smoke. Yeah, keep on going. You've got the aggression. Might as well roll for more.
They know that Execration, they definitely can't fight. They saw the Monkey King on the bottom lane. There is no battle. Whoever you catch right now, they die. And then you can set up vision wherever you want. And even without smokes, you can get kills. But again, very nice read from Execration. Both teams in a defensive manner are doing really well and understanding when their enemies want to be making moves.
Tim's gonna get a root onto Visage. Visage is in a bit of trouble as FBZ. Okay, Abeng's like, take me, rather. And it is a worthy sacrifice.
He is taking this role way too seriously because he has only been dying in the game. I approve of him dying on the enemy side of the map. Here it was definitely unnecessary. No way they killed Tino. No way they dive him. So he most definitely would have been of more use to his team alive with the Glimmer.
Yeah, he's putting even Yopaj's deaths to shame. Nah, just kidding. I mean, this bat has got some trouble heading his way in the top lane, but Jackie Boy farming up Bloodstone. Kaya Sanj being picked up as well. He's close to BKB. He's got TP boots lined up. And the Blink Dagger. So, you know, he's living the life. 15k net worth, 24 minutes in. Not too bad. Not too shabby. And now they're heading towards the mid lane. They've got got an Enchantress on their sides, but they're like, nah, let's get something beefier this time. Let's go for Shanks, rather. As he will get caught up. There's the Flame Break to push them away, but it won't save his life. Shanks is gone. Tino splitting the map, trying to push. Palos is heading towards the bottom lane, and Boom's just hunting for kills.
A lot of smokes used from Boom, and now they're getting their BKBs. I understand that now they're gonna be able to win fights a lot easier when their BKBs are up, but they didn't put any great aggressive vision. Only the one on the top lane is deep enough to force out a big fight from Execration. So I'm not sure what they're gonna be doing positioning wise, and in the next couple of minutes it's gonna be Execration that should have the positioning advantage if it comes to fighting.
Yep. Now Boom can just take over this Roshan, but yeah, they don't have any smokes left in their stock. But I guess those were, you know, we did get a kill with every smoke, so I guess it paid off. You know, at least
if they get this Roche, it's good enough because their wards are pretty much centered around getting Roche. That is the thing that they achieved with it.
Yeah. And Execration will smoke up, but you're going to be a bit late for the party unless Bob instantly blinks in. He's trying to make a wraparound from the side. Flame break. He's going to get into the BKB, but he won't be able to get there in time. FBC with a Ravage going to be zoning them out, though. But he is not going to get a perfect one out. And Yopaj, he's also BKBing to disengage with the Haste Rune. And Execration, we're close. We get an A for effort. Boom still gets away unharmed. So I guess Execration, do they go again? Knowing BKBs are down. Ultis are on cooldown. And Palos is rather strong right now. He's got the Mjolnir BKB. Still available.
He's going for an axe. I kind of like the Scotty idea a bit better. It's good against the Tide, not allowing him to move. I kind of thought he was going to go for Scotty Nullifar, so this is a bit weird for me when it comes to Palace. But I like Execration. They're not going for kills. They know they're not going to get them, but they're going to pressure the map. And that is something that is always going to give you something, at least some damage on the tower.
Yep. Palos is still fighting in the front. Jackie Boy coming in from the side. Blink in, looking for the stun. Mischief there to dodge the route, at least for the time being, but has the BKB out. And Tino, he's in an awkward position.
You have to run.
They weren't quite ready for a full-on fight, and especially the Jackie Boy is the one charging in front, so this Visage has to sack himself. And that's Tino's streak gone. 603, that's going to be a lot of money. Tims will take it.
It is very weird how Execration positioned themselves. I think they underestimated Boom in terms of these guys are not going to fight us without any... Bob is in trouble.
That's another BKB to get away. That is also his 8-second blanking bar charge.
You can't underestimate Boom's, I'd say, willingness to fight. There is no reason for them not to attempt to at least force something out so that they would save their tower, at least poke. So for those situations, you have to be in position, something that Execration didn't do. And now in a time when there were no spells, they didn't accomplish anything. They even lost the hero top lane.
All right.
It's a disaster.
Well, they're surprising Palos completely off guard with that one. Monkey King down. He is the most farmed hero in Execration as well, so that does hurt.
Oh, that's a big disaster for Execration. It could have gone so much better for them if they just positioned themselves accordingly in the enemy triangle. At least 2 minutes of the Aegis would be taken down and nothing would be taken by Boom. But now they took so much, and they're even gonna push for tier 2s.
Jackie Boy in front. Diabolic Edict does run its course, but they can still take this tower with ease because there's no challenge coming from Execration. Pretty difficult to fight against the Aegis Lesh. Boom is going to be putting up pressure into the top lane. We've got Tino's birds trying to split bottom. Level 2 birds already do a decent amount of work here. The biggest creep holder of money, basically the flag bearer, just able to walk away from that. Slightly beefier than the rest of the boys.
A big item is coming for Boom, and that is the blink from Scam. Once he gets the blink lasso is not going to be that great any longer. Scam just needs to look. Whoever gets lassoed, you purge it off immediately. Execration want to fight though.
Okay, they want to burn out the Aegis and the Ravage. FBC's got everyone inside the stun. So they will get some time, even though the Lish is already down. BKB away, but Jackie Boy trying to make a run for it. Able to get out of the damage from Execration. And is there going to be a turnaround? Tims is in trouble. There's the stun follow-up coming from Jackie Boy. Still the Shadow Realm. And there's the stun as well onto the Monkey King. Shanks with the turnaround with the Echo Slam. Does a bit of damage to take down Tims, but it won't be killing Jackie Boy. This turnaround with a stun from 2. And now an Enchantress forcing him away. But Tino is going to be in the middle of the fight as well. And Lesh is down. Execration able to take down Jackie Boy. Scam with the TP away. And Palos trying to hunt for targets, but FBC, he's TPing away on the cliff. So Boom, even if they have the Aegis with that fight, it is a bit better for Execration here. You force out the buyback of Shanks, but it's worth it.
I think after this fight, FBZ is always gonna make sure that the Ravage does not get used if the Wukong's command is up. You're just not gonna be able to fight them. No way that anyone gets close to the Wukong's command. Too much damage, and that is the main reason. If they waited out the Lesh dying first time and then just used the Ravage after that one, it might have been a little bit better for them. But after that, no Ravage, no Sonic Wave, Palos, even without the BKB and the ulti, he can fight.
Tendrils on the Palos, but there's also a glimmer onto him too. Birds are doing work. Glyph is also used. The birds are about to die. Yopaj on the side, slowing down Abeng, followed up with the Gush as well, down to 100 movement speed. They've got the Warpine in the front, giving them vision. FBZ trying to clear out the Wraith Pack, and will be able to do so. Boom is now back at full strength. Leshrac has just spawned. Yopaj trying to get the initiation out so that they would initiate on him for the Lesh to go. And the Tendrils again stunning up the Visage. Tino 160 movement speed. Where can he go? There's nowhere to run. There's no shard for him now as he's just popping it to heal himself for the time being. Lasso on the back line onto Yopaj. They're trying to get the Quap out of the fray. And Tino is able to disengage for the time being. But he's being chased by Jackie Boy. And a lot of damage onto this Visage. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to run. Grave Chill being popped again, but the Lightning Storm slows there, and the Pulses will finish him off. Abeng trying to TP away. Tendrils to cancel the teleport off of Abeng, and looking for a second one, but he is hidden for the time being with a Glimmer, but Yopaj is still there with the Haste Rune. He's body blocking, standing right in front of this Enchantress. Where are you gonna go? There's nowhere you can hide.
Finally a good one for Boom. Man, I loved how Execration and Boom approached that fight. It was so great. No one was willing to commit, understanding the dangers. And Palos, knowing that Boom won't commit, he didn't even come close. He just went away to farm.
Wob is also playing very aggressively with his movements here. FBC goes in with the Ravage and will hit onto 3. Sonic Wave both onto the cores. And they will take down Palos. He's down for 70 seconds. Batrider on the run. Yopaj, one right click away from finishing off the kill. And they will even use the Guardian Angel just in case Yopaj were to end up taking a lot of damage there. But no problemo for him. They will focus onto this tier 3 tower. Get some damage out. But they see Tino is spawning. Bob is already back in full strength as they've returned from the fountain. Boom. They are going out. They've done the damage. They killed Palos. Despite the damage, look at the damage that they dealt this fight. It's only a couple of hundred more for Execration, but it's just the Monkey King dying.
Yeah, once the Monkey King dies, it's a problem. His Axe is still doing the damage even when he's stunned, but it is just not enough to kill any of these heroes. And Boom Esports, they know this. For them to die, Execration need to commit, and it is not an easy thing to do without the Monkey King. And Boom, they don't want to allow him to get back. They want to go in again.
Yep, and straight to Abeng. There you go. Jackie Bob with the Bloodstone. Running with a lot of heals. They've got Ench stunned up on the side of this fissure. Meanwhile, they're initiating onto Tino on the high ground, but the birds are causing issues. Yopaj with the slow, and Jackie Poe to follow it up. They got another vessel to pop on him, but he will heal up. And here comes Palos. He's got the Wukongs onto 3, but the PKP for Leshrac going to be able to run out of this one. Yopaj on the side as well, going to be doing a lot of damage here, but has to also run away with the Echo Sun coming in from Shanks. And with the BKPP, he just barely gets the jump away. But Palos, he's relentless with this chase. He wants this kill, and they got it. The fissure's going to be there. FBZ, he's wanting to keep this Monkey King on the spot. Palos still fighting with 160, but the Gush will clear him away. Tino with the birds on top of Jackie Boy. 1 stun, 2 stun, Fissure on top. Take the Omni Knights as well. Double for Tino, and it's just FBZ remaining. Tidehunter trying to live as long as he can. Maybe he can Gush kill Bob here with that Kraken Shell popping. You can see Bob's keeping a distance for the time being, and he won't get the connection. The DD stolen in front of his face, even if he throws the tendrils in his direction. But Execration just T-wiped Boom.
It looked for a second that Palos was too deep, but it was like, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna have help from my team, and we will cut them down. Yeah, the damage is insane.
Oh my god, 22,000 to 10k dealt in this fight. Boom was backpedaling for most of that fight, and Execration slowly sustaining and dealing more and more damage, and it works in their favor. Palos with those big baits kind of did push them off position because like, all right, we can kill the Monkey King here. Now reinitiating on the attackers. It's going to be Boom onto Shanks and Tino. Shanks is down. Tino is stunned on the high ground here. He is surrounded by a couple of heroes from Boom. He's going to get force-stabbed, but in the wrong direction. Abeng just pushed him further inside the base.
Go and die for the team.
Oh, I've done enough dying. It's your turn, Tino, says Abeng. And the shard heal for the time being, but into the stuns and the roots, there's nowhere to go. Boom will be able to fend off the attackers at the cost of the tier 3 tower.
The big one for me for Execration has definitely been Shanks. You know, he didn't get any big echoes off other than that 4-man one that didn't result in anything on the enemy triangle, but he is consistently alive and hard to catch with the shard, and he doesn't even care about the echo. He's just saving it for the extra stun or maybe on a solo hero. He just wants to stay alive.
Oh, Jackie by bottom. They got the last solo. Wukong's coming on top of him as well. He's gonna get stun locked even with the heal from the Bloodstone. But Palos, does he pump enough damage? No, he cannot. 26 armor to burst through. It's not going to be an easy job. So if he's outside of the Wukongs, he can easily teleport away, and he will do so. But he does force out the BKB from him, and Bob, he did go for the lasso right away. They stacked both ultis, just hoping that the Slash would die, but then they had no TP council remaining, and Roche is up now.
Now
Tim's
with the
is gonna get
Scotty on Palos, it's gonna be a bit different. When he has a Scotty, when there's slows, when there's that heal reductions, it's gonna be easier to kill Jackie.
All right, Execration, are you gonna get there in time? This Roche has already lost a fifth.
There is
It's
no
going
Wukongs,
down
though.
way too fast. Down a half HP. Execration closing up and stacking up, but they're taking their sweet time. Smoke up now, and so does Boom. They've got Tims in the front. BKBs are going to be popping. Bob on the sidelines. They're still in the pit. He goes in, and maybe this time, Bob does it! He snatches the Aegis! And Tim's on the side, getting pummeled by Tino. Guardian Age will be forced out. Arbing on the side as well, with the enchant to slow them down. But the birds are going to be doing a lot of work here. Tims is about to drop and almost does it. FBC is kind of low here on the side as well. This fight is spreading in so many directions. Tims is going to be falling first, and now FBC is down as well. The big tanky boy has fallen with no Ravage to use, and Bob, the beholder of the shard and the Aegis.
Oh man, Boom. They just expected Execration to be there faster, so 3 of their heroes got out of the pit, and that allowed Execration to get there in time. Execration were literally running in as fast as they could, and if everyone from Boom was just attacking Roche, they would have gotten it. Now it turned out to be a very, very big disaster. It's going to be very tough for Boom to defend this one, especially because Wukong
Definitely will. And this win probability has been changing. It was 85% for Boom. It's a 50-50 game now for Execration having the advantage after these racks falling. That's one lane. They can get a second one. Now it's just down.
There is no glyph.
There's no glyph. There's BKBs up. Ravage is available. Yopaj needs 5 seconds. And he's going to get lassoed before he does, but the Guardian Angel with the Fisher stun followed up as well with the Flame Ray coming in as well. The birds are going to be there, but they do get the BKBs off just in time, but they've already finished off the racks. And Palos, look at the stun coming on 2 with the Boundless Strike, and he's doing a lot of damage. And Shanks with the Echo as well to follow it up on them. And now Jackie Boy is holding his ground for the time being. He's got a Blink Dagger available. FBC into the middle of the fight. He's got Ravage as well. Shanks is going to be falling. And now onto Enchantress as well. Arbeng to fall, but 2 racks taken. Execration, they've pulled off themselves a bit of a lead here, despite sacking the supports on this attack.
Sanjin Kaya making a big difference there for Dilesh. If a follow-up stun from the Shaker comes, Jackie doesn't get the BKB off and he probably dies. But I'm liking that Scam is always ready with the Heavenly Grace, as we mentioned. Still, it's not enough. It's not enough. Execration, they get 2 Raxes, and Boom Esports only getting 2 supports. They don't have enough to capitalize.
Bob is trying to slow down Jackie Boy, and they're trying to force Boom's attention, like, hey, I'm right here. Come and catch me. They're kind of incisive with their decision-making now. Do they just head for the top lane for the tier 2? Do they start to make their way towards the Bat Rider? Because Jackie's already lost sight of him. But they can't go there. They can't push mid in either. The birds are doing work. And Shaker's up in 15. Echo Slime is also up in 20 seconds. So they will be back to team fighting capability as soon as Boom is close to their base. So let's see if they want to fight this tier 2, or are they just going to fight them on the high ground?
Boom did the smartest thing. Just get the bat away from the creeps, allow the creeps to push in, and set up for a fight after that. You're not going to be able to get anything during those death timers. You need to win a fair fight, a 5 versus 1 if you want to get back into that game. So just set up for that, for the best possible scenario. So the lanes have to be pushed out first.
They've got that top and mid lane racks missing. So those are the ones that are going to be passively, constantly pushing in. At least they got the double catapult wave to hit this tier 3 here, which Execration are just going to ignore completely. They are relying on the super creeps to do their work for them. Boom They've got Scam having the ninja gear. Wants to keep himself hidden and have that extra mobility whenever he needs to get closer for the blink save.
Shanks needs to get caught. Boom Esports, they're just not focusing him enough, and there's like 10 fissures coming out every fight. You just cannot win against it, especially now that he has the Octarine core. The game is unplayable for Boom when Shanks is up, and they're gonna be coming from a point where they don't have the vision. So it's gonna be almost impossible for them to win if Shanks plays it properly.
Moments of calmness after the last 10 minutes being absolute mayhem between Execration and Boom here in game number 1 of the upper bracket finals. Winner gets to go into the grand finals, so they know what's at stake. Boom would love to be there, start their prep for TI. With a victory from a tournament would be something for them. Execration, though, I mean, they're not going to be playing in last chance qualifiers. They're not in TI. For them, this is the real thing.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. But it's so tough for Boom in this game. Execration, they don't really have to do much. They just have to do it slowly, and they're gonna be okay in this game. Find an opening where Scam is being shown far away enough from his teammates. You get the last and you win.
He's right in front. Palos was so close to spotting him there. If he Primal Springs in, FBC could just spot. Palos actually sees him there. And they're going to get stunned too. Yopa's going to get caught as well with a follow-up fissure coming into BKB. Force for him to run away. The Wukong's is going to be popped. They can focus on the final lane of rack. And he's got a refresher. Palos has another ulti available. What can you do? They're going to be charging in. The BKB's already there. Jackie Boy in the middle of this. Wukong's command going to be taking a lot of damage. The heal's going to be there with the last one coming in from Bob as well. But he's hidden. And this is stun for free. The Ravage comes out as well, but it does no effect whatsoever. FBC's going to go down. Jackie Boy about to melt as well. Surrounded by everything that Execration can throw in the face of this list. And he's still surviving. And the burn doesn't even connect as well. The flame breaks off target. Jopaj jumping on top of Bob, forcing him away. They've taken down the Monkey King. Even if the racks are about to fall, the range is still there. Tino trying to do work. The birds are trying to do work as well, but Skem blows them up with the heal. And they keep the racks up as they lose 4 heroes on the high ground of Boom.
If there was ever a perfect moment to engage, it was that one. They did everything perfect on Boom. They still had to use the buybacks, but they keep themselves in the game. No mega creeps. They clear out Execration. The Earthshaker doesn't die, but it was definitely shown that even inside of the Wukong's command, this Lesh can survive. His item build just allows him to do so, and of course, you have the Omni Knight to assist you with that one. I kind of feel like Palos might be needing that nullifier if you want this Lesh dead.
Potentially could be the thing. Boom did use their buybacks for this, so Yopaj and FBZ are both living on their last life. Potentially, if they get killed here, it might just be game over for Boom, so they're doing a big sacrifice and a big gamble here. They need to get something done, but they need to watch their positioning carefully. Albang with the enchant, only going to slow the Lesh for a little bit, but they're keeping up the push. Diabolic in 2 seconds. Tino with another soul assumption, just poking the Quap, but the heals are coming in from Scam. 44 HP regen per second for this Quap. And also almost 4,000 HP to burn through, and a regen rune. So, I think this is a good moment to have a pause. Scam needs to fix his microphone, but our mics are completely fine here. Well, as we can see, they have been given a notifier that they're unable to pause. So Boom has no pause timer. So basically, that's like if somebody disconnects from the game, you just can't pause the game anymore. That's a bit of an issue. But hey, Execration get the go sign. Boom get the go sign. The game continues once again as the horn sounds. We're 45 minutes in, and let's get into this roller coaster of Execration versus Boom in game number 1. Where were we? We had 2 buybacks come up from Boom, 1 from Execration. Boom has basically lost 2 lanes of racks. They almost secured racks in the mid lane, weren't quite able to take it through. Roshan is up in 20. Let's go, Harry.
Panda during the pause. We know everything that is happening. We know the buybacks, everything. Where were Panda after the pause? Where were we? What is happening in this game? So that's why you stay in the game and you just don't focus on our beautiful faces, Panda. Anyways, though, Boom, they leave the Roche area. and we're gonna find out when it's gonna respawn. So right now it's push out the bottom lane, push out the mid lane, and then from the top lane get to the Rosh in time. I think that's the right play for Boom currently.
Yep, take over the outpost, take over the jungle. We're probably going to lose there. This is Tino. He's going to be heading over to the outpost on the side of Boom. This map, and Rosh is a long Rosh as well. That's over 2 minutes. Yopaj is going to get struck by a Flame Break Fissure combo. Not quite as deadly as the TI5 Ice Blast Echo Slam. That was a bit stronger. However, Boom is not waiting. They're going. Abeng, the one to get caught here into the roof with the gush coming out. Paul's loading up the Wukong.
Oh, they caught the main
FBC goes with the Ravage, and the second one is gonna lock them down. Boom! That's what's cooking. They will look for more buybacks coming out. Abeng dies in the pit. 4 buybacks forced by Boom. Oh, baby.
Oh man, I think that was the moment where Bob says, I caught the Omni Knight, and just half a second later, you're just done. That is the thing. If you're committing on someone with Execration, be the Omni Knight, use your BKBs, use the Wukong's command, or this is what's gonna happen. Luckily for Execration though, Rosh isn't up, but I mean, how do you even recover from that? You lose one of the heroes. You have to be very careful. And of course, no buyback on Visage. You're still in a 4 versus 5 scenario.
I guess, you know, start right away, like the classic. I mean, just go at them. Because, you know, like there's no buybacks, but there's no ultis left on the side of Boom. They're all on cooldown for the time being, but they didn't even have to use BKBs. Like, Yopaj still has a BKB because that was so pristine from FBC. Jackie Boy charges onto the high ground. Skim's going to be here as well with his ninja gear, but he's not as stealthy ninja as he gets caught, but the vision's there. They will see Palos. Palos being chased by Jackie Boy loading up the Wukongs, but will cancel. Has the BKB running and has the blade defensive for the time because the Wukongs is finally out. Yopaj in the middle. They're looking for some damage. The fear comes out on the side. Will connect onto the Monkey King. He's still inside it. Tim's on the side as well. Refresher being used. Aeondis will pop on Tim's, and now Jackie Boy scam. The boys starting to look for an angle to jump on Execration. Palos still holding his ground, and again, Jackie Boy with the Guardian Angel coming into the fight, and they will take down Tim's. He's gone. Then again, the Sonic on 3. Palos is down, and this is the end for Execration by the looks of it. They're losing everything here. 3 heroes dead, and
Megas.
it is mega creeps as well at the same time, so the rat does work out for Tino. However, it is a slight relief. Roshan has spawned, and they're drawing a straight line down mid. Let's head over to the base and get it over with.
Can they do it though? It's not gonna be that easy against mega creeps, especially with the split push coming in, and you're up against the Earthshaker. They want to cut the wave. That would be the main thing. Look at Boom. They're just next to the wave. They know protecting these creeps is the most important thing right now.
Yeah. Off they keep on rolling. Straight down the mid lane. Jackie Boy leading the charge. Backdoor protection is going to wear off in just a second. Tim's is here. Skems around as well. 3 versus 5. Near impossible situation for Execration, and FBC already charging in. Tino is here, but at the same time, Bob, he's trying to cut the waves, but there's still a lot of creeps inside the base. Yopaj is taking some damage. There's a BKB already burnt on Bob as he's trying to hit the backline, but he's keeping them away. Bob is about to fall, and that's another dieback kicking in for Execration, and this is looking really difficult for them because the backdoor is still not on. The creeps are inside the base. FBC, he's tanking everything, and Yopaj getting stunned up, but Tino only a limited amount of damage is flying through. Jackie Boy comes in with a charge, blinks in, stuns Visage, and here we go to the tier 4 set. They finish them off, and here's the Rax, the Ravage coming out from FBC. There's the Fear follow-up, Sonic Wave, second Ravage, Tino down, Execration wiped off of the face of the earth.
Shanks needs to echo the creeps. He needs to echo the creeps now, but they found him.
Oh, he can't get to him. He's really hoping to close it out, but it's not gonna happen. And off they go. Here's the tier 4s falling. Palos is up in 3 seconds. Near impossible to defend this, but he's gonna try it anyway. The He's gonna get hit by the tendrils, canceling his ulti. He's gonna get it off for the first time. 30 seconds, refresher up. He's doing a lot of damage, but he's taking a lot of damage. Ancient down a half HP. FBZ is dolling. Yopars is actually down. They just lost 2 heroes who bought back into this Palos. They've got Leshrac held in place. Echo's not still available. Will be used for the stun follow, but Palos, he cannot live. He cannot live. And they will take this Ancient in the end. Jackie Boy fighting to the end. And Boom will take game 1.
Oh man, while all of this was happening, Scam was doing the most important job of all, and that is defending his own Ancient. He played the game there really well, both of the teams defending their Ancients until the end of the game. Execration, they did their best, but in the end it wasn't good enough. Boom Esports, they found that fight that we talked about around the Roche pit, and that allowed them to win this one. Execration, they did their best, but you could see how well Boom Esports were protecting that wave. They were healing creeps, they weren't allowing Shanks to go through, and they allowed their creeps to get into the base, thus winning the game. That was just some nice way to end the game, and I'd say a worthwhile wait for the game to continue.
A very entertaining game of Dota. Like a very fun game of Dota to watch in general. The way that it ended, the way that it rolled out from start to finish. Some really fun team fights from both sides. And Execration even had the upper hand for a time in this game. Like even if Boom would show that they were ready to answer after the laning stage, they got run over. Like Yopars especially was struggling, but he came 17-7-18 in the end in this game. He even built a bloody pushing Desolator at the end of the game just to get a bit of extra building damage for the team, which they kind of needed. But Execration showed that they are ready to fight back, and Tino Visage is a threat in the draft.
Yeah, for sure. I have to say, Execration, they amazed me with the way that they adjusted to the laning stage going, the way that they swapped out the lanes and waited for their timing to actually get the part of the map that they should have gotten at the start of the early mid game, but just couldn't because of strength of Boom Esports. They did everything right at that part of the game, but in the end, you know, you do everything right, you get the mega creeps, but Boom Esports, they still find a way to get those team fights, to get the wins, and in the end, get the victory for the entire game. Both teams played an amazing game of Dota with some mistakes that were just immediately capitalized on by the other team. It was just amazing to watch, and definitely the two teams that deserve to be in the upper bracket finals.
And this is going to be a great series. We're going to take a tiny break and we'll return with more Dota action with the second game of this best of 3 series in the upper bracket after the break.